just ridiculous.
Man, this guy is the real deal.
He's an unstoppable force on the edge.
He can wreck a game anytime he wants.
Micah Parsons, such a force. What are they talking about?
Micah Parsons. When it's number 11, Micah Parsons, you have to be worried about where he is, no matter where he lines up.
I'm just so honored and blessed to represent the Star and have an opportunity to be a star here.
Reggie White, and that's that up move. That's the old Reggie White. Where it gets it right.
Winning.
Welcome to Green Bay, Micah Parsons. Let's see if Jerry Jones will pay for trading away Micah Parsons. Talk about fireworks being made in NFL headlines regarding the Micah Parsons trade. This is Sports Guy talking that you guys are watching and listening to. I am Dustin Tran, your host, as I am here today to talk about how the Micah Parsons trade changes everything for the Cowboys. In the Micah Parsons trade, the Cowboys were able to receive Kenny Clark and 2 first-round picks in exchange for Micah Parsons. The Packers also decided to make Micah Parsons the highest-paid defensive player in the NFL. Before I say anything else, though, I want to present you guys with the topic question. So, here it is. Did the Cowboys get fleeced in the Micah Parsons trade? I believe so. I believe the Dallas Cowboys did not get nearly enough in exchange for Micah Parsons. I understand 2 first-round picks and a Pro Bowl defensive tackle sounds good on paper. However, when we're talking about Micah Parsons, this is a generational player we are talking about. This is not just some regular Joe Schmo playing edge rusher. This is not just some regular Pro Bowler playing edge rusher. This may be the best defensive player in the NFL. And even if you don't believe that, Micah Parsons is at least a top 3 defensive player in the NFL right now. Me personally, I believe Micah Parsons is the best, but that's neither here nor there. Either way, though, Jerry Jones should have never traded away Micah Parsons, particularly to one of his biggest rivals in the Green Bay Packers. I have a hard time justifying what the Dallas Cowboys did, mainly because I don't know what their plan is right now. Obviously, the Dallas Cowboys overpaid the crap out of Dak Prescott last offseason. The Cowboys paid Dak Prescott $60 million a year, which is outrageous to think about. He's currently the highest paid quarterback in the NFL right now, which is not justifiable whatsoever. Dak Prescott at his best is a fringe top 10 quarterback in the National Football League. Honestly, Dak Prescott is probably closer to an average starting quarterback than he is to being an elite quarterback in the National Football League. That is problematic when you are paying Dak Prescott elite money. I don't know what the Cowboys were thinking last offseason when they gave Dak Prescott all that money. I remember telling you guys last year that the Dallas Cowboys should have traded away Dak Prescott or let him walk in free agency. Instead, they made a massive mistake overcommitting to mediocrity at the quarterback position. And guess what? When you overpay for mediocrity at the quarterback position, that's going to let other talent walk out the door, which is exactly what happened. Kenny Clark and 2 first-round picks is not necessarily a bad return for Micah Parsons, but when we're talking about a generational player, I'm expecting something along the lines of 3 first-round picks. You have to give up some mid-round picks, and I expect some starting caliber players. Instead, the Dallas Cowboys, they get 1 good player and 2 first-round picks. That's all they're going to get. Although the 2 first-round picks sound good on paper, I highly doubt that either of those 2 first-round picks will become Micah Parsons, and obviously Kenny Clark is no Micah Parsons. I also want to show you guys this clip of Jerry Jones talking about how he conducted contract negotiations with Micah Parsons. He quite frankly embarrassed himself in front of Stephen A. Smith. Nonetheless, though, I will show you guys that clip. Roll the film.
The spirit of not doing the old mother-dad deal. How many times have you seen the little rascal so clever go in there and mama told him, you're not going to get it. And goes in to daddy, who only sees him after 5 in the afternoon, wants to love him, and says, you can have it, son. You can have that before dinner. And he goes back in and says, Mama, Daddy said I could have it. That's the old mom, dad, been around since the beginning of time. I'm not going to go for that here. That's what's happening.
You're not going for it?
I'm not going for it. No. But we've had a very, very strong negotiation. Now, by the way, frankly, it wouldn't have made any difference what the negotiation was. Guess who has to be comfortable for this to work?
Micah.
And who else?
You.
Hello. There's not room for a third. There's not room for a third. This will be a good one.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Agreed. Jerry Jones made himself look like an absolute fool when talking about the contract negotiations of Micah Parsons. Come on, Jerry Jones, you got to get an agent in there. I know that he likes to do things the old school way, but this is the new NFL we're talking about. These players in today's NFL have way too much power. Jerry Jones is trying to contract negotiate with Micah Parsons the way they did with Emmitt Smith. And then for this fool to turn around and say that this is similar to the Herschel Walker trade, that is a trade filled with ego all over the place. I heard Jerry Jones was comparing the Micah Parsons trade to the Herschel Walker trade yesterday, and he sounded like an absolute idiot. These are two totally different situations. Herschel Walker got traded when the Cowboys were in the middle of a rebuild, and obviously the Cowboys, they were able to capitalize on those picks to build a dynasty in Big D. Obviously, Micah Parsons was not in the middle of a rebuild situation. The Cowboys are in the middle of, I don't know what they're necessarily doing. They missed out on their contention window with Dak Prescott as their starting quarterback. Now they're overpaying the crap out of him. I know they're also paying CeeDee Lamb a lot of money. I don't necessarily mind it though, because CeeDee Lamb is a top 5 wide receiver in the National Football League. He is one of the best players in the NFL at the current moment. He is productive on a consistent basis. Out of the 3 players, I would have let Dak Prescott walk when you compare him to CeeDee Lamb and Micah Parsons. Obviously, Micah Parsons should have been the biggest priority for the Cowboys. Instead, they got their priorities flipped. They decided to extend CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott. Of course, that was the reason why they did not have enough money to give to Micah Parsons. Obviously, when you make stupid decisions, you win stupid prizes, and that is exactly what happened with the Cowboys. The Cowboys absolutely got fleeced in the Micah Parsons deal. This trade will not age well for the Dallas Cowboys whatsoever. In a way, I feel bad for Dallas sports fans because they traded away Luka Doncic for a bag of peanuts, and now they traded away Micah Parsons for not all that much in return. Kenny Clark's a productive player, but he's no Micah Parsons, and those 2 first-round picks are probably going to land in the 20s, since I expect the Packers to be a yearly playoff contender. They're always going to be one of the top teams in the National Football League, and that trend will continue with Micah Parsons being their superstar on defense. In fact, don't be surprised if the Packers win a Super Bowl with Micah Parsons by the end of this decade. That's how high I am on the future of this Packers squad. I still think Jordan Love has another step to take before becoming a championship caliber quarterback, but I believe he can absolutely do that. As for the Dallas Cowboys, it seems like they're going to be striving to go 7-10, 8-9, or 9-8 every single year with Dak Prescott as their starting quarterback moving forward. He's not a bad quarterback, but when you're overpaying the crap out of Dak Prescott, well, you're going to have to sell for mediocre results. So that is why the Cowboys did get fleeced in the Micah Parsons trade, as the Packers were the clear winners of the Micah Parsons trade in comparison to the Cowboys. Remember, go ahead and subscribe to Sports Guy Talking, like the video, and please comment down below. If you guys do that, I'm going to shout you guys out in my Instagram story every Monday. That'll be for the @DustinNashTran Instagram account. Make sure to follow me on Instagram @DustinNashTran, and that's Sports Guy Talking. Also, go follow me on Twitter @DustinNashTran. Again, go ahead and do those things that I just told you guys to go do. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the content that was just produced. Peace out. I hope you enjoyed that video. Want more Sports Guy Talking, the home of great sports content? Make sure you click that subscribe button to get the latest from Sports Guy Talking. Go ahead and like the video, comment down below, check the description box on the video in order to follow my Instagram and Twitter. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from the YouTube channel Sports Guy Talking.